Say hey, Yellow Jacket football fans. Welcome to In the Pressbox. It's our 11th week, and I'm here again with our favorite coach, Coach Clay Stevenson of the Calhoun Yellow Jackets. Coach, congratulations on a big 35-9 victory last week.
Yeah, I appreciate it. That was a good one to end the regular season on, give the seniors a good going away regular season present at the Reeve, and they came out and played well, and we were able to get a lot of different people in the game at the end, which is what you want to do on senior night.
Yes, first half we had four possessions and 4 TDs. It was 28-6 at the end of the half, and you're able to start making plans to get people into the game. So it worked out really, really well. And you played a lot of people.
Yeah, we did. It was, like I said, it's a nice night to finish that up and get a lot of people in the game.
They added a field goal to get to their 9. We scored a touchdown in the third quarter. We had 5 possessions in the second half. So we got a lot of young guys, a lot of Friday Night Lights experience. And it's fun to play in middle school football, and it's fun to play in JV football. But there's something about when you put the uniform on and the stands are full and it's Friday night and you're under the lights.
Yeah, not just the young guys. We got a lot of seniors into the offensive, defensive roles that normally may not get in there. So it was a good night.
Yeah, it was a really, really good night. Let's see. I think Trace Hawkins threw a couple touchdown passes. He is up to 22 on the season.
Yeah, playing great. Didn't miss too many throws the other night. Had good protection, and the receivers, I think we had maybe one drop, but played well.
Justin Beasley had 2 more touchdown receptions. He's up to 15 on the season.
Yeah, playing extremely well. Ended up breaking he broke the receptions record a few weeks ago. He's over 180 receptions now for his career. Broke the 3,000-yard mark for his career in yards, which broke Derek Rogers' record of just under 3,000, and broke the touchdown record. I think Derek had 34 or 33, and Justin's up to 35 or 36 now.
I think it's 36 now. Yeah. When you stop and look at this, people, it used to be a lot of us older folks, when you had a 1,000-yard rusher for the season, you had a fantastic offense. This kid averaged 1,000 yards per year receiving.
Yeah.
As much as we have run the ball in the past and still run the ball, that's a heck of a record.
Yeah, he's doing a great job, and he's not done. Hopefully he can continue to make some noise in the playoffs.
Yeah, and hopefully the Jackets aren't done either. Let's see. Our running back, Hudson Chadwick, had 2 touchdowns rushing. He's up to 16 on the season. He's close to 1,000 yards rushing himself.
Yeah, he's doing a great job being very patient with his runs, and then he can finish the runs. Then getting Isaiah back. He had a few carries the other night, put him in a Wildcat had a couple of receptions. So he's kind of the Swiss Army knife, can do everything. So really glad to have him back. And then Tony Reed had some solid runs as well.
Coach Bagley has to be very pleased with his offensive line. Bagley's beast, because in the latter stages of the game, we get nicked up here, nicked up there, so we were rotating some guys in. They're doing a fantastic job. None of this happens without them leading the way.
No, they're doing a great job. We're not 100% healthy there. We still got one we're waiting on to get back clear, but the other night was the first one in a few weeks where we had almost a full offensive line together.
I just love looking out at the offensive line, because you can't miss our center Trip Steele coming up, because he's just a mountain of a man. And then when you go from left tackle Trey Perkins over to the right tackle, we're just getting fantastic blocking. And, of course, the running backs we have 3 running backs, and they all have quick feet, and they can hit the hole quick.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Very, very deep at that position.
Coach Morrow's black shirt defense is doing a fantastic job. Once again, we held a team to less than double-digit scoring. For the region, we only gave up around 8 points a game, and the offense is scoring 42. For the season, we're around 37 points scoring and giving up 15 or 16 points a game. And that's a nice combination.
Yeah, they're playing really well, flying around. The other night, they just had one drive, their opening drive. They kind of converted a few third downs and moved the sticks, but those guys are flying around, and we've kind of had an uptick in turnovers the last 3 or 4 or 5 games, which is great.
Yeah, we have. I think we're up to +4 for the season so far now, and that's good. We're doing a good job. Anytime you can take a possession away from an opponent is really good. Players of the game?
Yep. So offensive player of the game was Justin Beasley. That was a pretty easy one. Defense was Cam Jackson. He had his best game of the year, playing stack linebacker. Special teams, Cedric Quinn had another block, blocked the punt, and didn't block the PAT, but
Scared
they had to kick around him, and he ended up missing it. And then Logan Spear had 2 special teams tackles on kickoff, so he was the co-player of the week. And the hog of the week was Caden Langston, his first game back in, 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, they did really, really well. Logan Spear doesn't get a whole lot of Friday night action, but he is explosive. That's second. By the time he hits his second step, it seems like he's at full speed, and he runs hard, and he's not the biggest kid in the world.
Yeah, no, he gets action, just maybe not running back, but he gets in on a lot of special teams.
Yes, he does.
Very solid player for us.
Yeah, he's going to be a big help through these playoffs. Well, speaking of the playoffs, the playoff brackets are out, and Yellow Jackets are hosting Lumpkin County. We're the number 6 seed in 3A. Lumpkin County's number 27 seed. I think Lumpkin's 6-4 on the season.
Yeah, I think they are. They had a couple of tough losses early. Then they lost a game late that they probably shouldn't have. But they're a solid football team. They're very well coached. We didn't know much about them. I've known that coach for a while. He's bounced a couple different places, but they're very solid. It's the first time we've really seen them on film this week, and they're a solid, sound, know what they're doing football team that they've had a really good team the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I don't know much about Lumpkin County. In fact, I couldn't tell you how to get there or where they are, folks.
It's up in the mountains in Dahlonega. Yeah.
That's all I know is it's up in northeast Georgia. Congratulations to Gordon County, because all 3 high schools made the playoffs. Sonoraville is going to be at Burke County. That's the number 10 rated team in the state. Sonoraville's ranked number 23, and that's in 2A. And then in A1, Gordon Central, ranked 26th, made the playoffs again, or for the first time. Well, they were in the playoffs last year, so second consecutive year they've been in the playoffs. They will travel to Jasper County, who's ranked number 7. So tall task for them, but congratulations to all 3 schools.
Yeah, it was awesome for all of them to I think Sonoraville ended up getting in really late last year.
Yes.
After the makeup games, but very proud for all those guys, and hopefully they go on the road and put a good showing up. As
we look ahead in the playoffs, this is my job to look ahead, not coaches. He's only worried about Lumpkin County, so he'll comment if he chooses to. When we win the first round game, and if Gilmer wins their first round game, we would have a rematch in the Sweet 16 in the second round.
Yeah, what's interesting about the playoffs, the way they do it now with the power rankings, it's you could play anybody in the first round, anybody in the second round before, and then with the other classifications, the bracket is preset, so your region teams are spread out. But with this, it just makes it a little bit more interesting because Jefferson last year played, I think they played Oconee game 9, Cherokee Bluff game 10, and that was also their first 2-round playoff opponent. So they ended up playing 2 teams twice from the region. They played Cherokee Bluff and Oconee County again. One of them I think Oconee beat them last year in the regular season, and then Jefferson came back and beat them in the playoffs. So, looking around, that's I'm trying to say I don't think there are any first-round matchups where it's 2 region teams playing each other, but you could play it pretty soon. Used to all 4 teams will be in different quadrants, so you wouldn't see each other until the semifinals. And now you can see them the second or the first or second game. Exactly.
Heritage is going to be hosting Harlem. By the way, Gilmer is playing Douglas. Douglas is number 11 seed. Heritage is number 16 seed. They're playing the number 17 seed. They're hosting Harlem.
That should be a really good game. Harlem was, if you remember last year, they were number 1 in power rankings, I think, the whole year until they may have ended one, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that right?
Got upset in the first or second round. So they're a solid team. I'm not sure of their record this year, but I think they've lost a couple. But last year I think they were number one in the power rankings throughout most of the year. Got upset, but Heritage has got a really good team that can scrap and play really hard. So I'm interested to see who wins that one because that's a kind of a toss-up game.
Yeah, and that Heritage team, folks, when you look at them warming up, they passed the eye test, and they got a kicker that's really good. So, I mean, they're in a game until the last play of the game with that kicker because he's good from 45 yards out.
And they get to host. You know, that's a long way. We didn't know where Harlem was until last year. It's
Same
now,
here.
On the way to Augusta.
Oh, is it?
So it's a long way to come up here and to here, and then they got to keep going up to Heritage. So should be a good game.
Well, if you were going over there, you might take your golf bag because it's pretty close to that place. That's really nice. And the last team, Northwest Whitfield, is hosting Oconee County. Northwest Whitfield is number 13 seed. Oconee County is number 20. Oconee comes from a strong region, just like Northwest.
Yeah, it should be a shootout. Don't know much about Oconee this year, but we know they're very solid throughout the last several years. So, but again, Northwest getting to host. That's three teams that are getting to host a playoff game.
Yeah, and that's a big deal. Well, reclassification is out, and things are moving right along. We'll get into that in just a minute. When you were talking earlier, I wrote something down. You've got this bye week, and y'all are used to getting together on Sunday. You know who your opponent is. You start breaking down film. Has the coach's routine changed a whole lot?
Yeah, I don't even know what day it is right now.
It's today, Coach. Just go with that.
We're all out of whack. Playing on a Thursday.
Yes.
Being off the next Friday, and then we had a virtual day on Monday
for the students,
for the kids, and we had to come in. So it's been with especially Friday and Saturday, not even knowing who you're playing, and most of the day Sunday. It was a very relaxing couple of days, because there was no film work to be done, and we were just speculating on who we thought we might be playing, and we had several different scenarios, and Lumpkin was not on one of them. So, but it was a nice few days to trick or treat, and then get to watch a lot of football on Saturday and Sunday. And we had the bracket reveal on Sunday evening. And they released the bracket, and we had no team to play. I don't know if you saw it. For about 2 hours, they released the bracket, and
I missed that. And
they had Richmond Academy was on there twice, playing two different games, and they had team 27 blank. So I'm getting texts from coaches all over the state of who we're playing. I just told them we must be getting a bye, but they corrected it a couple hours later, so I waited until, I don't know, probably 6:30 to send out who we were playing just to make sure that it was official. And then we started, obviously, trading film and got into this week, and it's a weird week because there's no game. So I told our guys that this is a very important week, that we got to make sure that we show that we're a mature football team, because we got to get better. We can't get worse this week and then snap it back on next week. So we're kind of shortening the practices this week and just trying to get them out there and get them in and out of practice and move on to game week next week.
Right, and you've got a lot of breakdown on Lumpkin County, obviously, just like they do on us, because everything's interchanged over the internet, isn't it?
Yeah. You can trade within 2 minutes, really. You used to have to figure somewhere out to meet and drive,
right,
and go trade and then drive back and then get it into your system. So it's pretty neat for sure.
Exactly. Like we said, folks, no game this Friday, and we will see you a week from Friday at the Reeve, and we'll get started against Lumpkin County. Reclassification is out, so we're setting up the next 2 years. Some teams have moved up, some teams have moved down, and the first thing you're going to notice, folks, is that we're in 4A. No, we did not bump up a class. They just renumbered the classes. So we, instead of 6A, we have 7A, and then it just goes on down the line. And instead of 1A being split into two divisions, the higher division in 1A is going to be 2, and the lowest division in 1A is going to be 1, and that's how they're going to do it. And we still have all the private schools are still playing a separate tournament.
Yeah, so it really the name just changed.
Exactly.
The actual breakdown of the classifications didn't change, which is kind of throwing some people off. So we're really 3A still, just labeled 4A, and everybody's just kind of bumped up a division.
We are ranked number 2 in the composite rankings in 3A, and whoever is in charge of writing that program that we see every day that's released at 4 a.m. every Monday through Friday had a little bone to pick, because he says, I just don't understand how the power rankings are going. He says, Calhoun has been 1 to 3 all year. Sandy Creek is number 1. And he said, wouldn't you think that 1 and 2 would be put in brackets where they would meet in the finals? But there's a good chance that we can see them in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, well, the rankings don't figure into anything of the GHSA. So
correct.
Those are just opinions or computer things.
Well, I was just backing a guy up with my opinion.
The GHSA uses their own ranking system, which takes into your opponents, and then your opponent's winning percentage. So just to kind of give that a little bit of, and then it counts in home and away. So like some areas where we could have been a little bit different. We're playing Jenkins, and Jenkins played Lowndes County early in the year, and Lowndes County played Valdosta last week. So that would be your opponent's winning percentage. Well, Valdosta played 4 out-of-state teams, so you don't get quite as many points is not the right word, but quite as many points to your opponent's winning percentage.
Right.
So long story short, and this is how everything's tied together within it's pretty cool system, but how everything's tied together. Had Valdosta played 2 out-of-state teams and then 2 in-state teams, as long as those in-state teams weren't like an 0-10 or 1-9 team, that probably would have bumped us up a seed.
Yes.
It probably would have bumped us over Jenkins. So you think everything's really connected. So a team that we have nothing to do with, just by virtue of friends of friends of friends kind of thing,
right?
And that them playing out-of-state teams because they're in South Georgia, I don't say hurt us, but it changed seeds a little bit. So there's countless cases about that all over all throughout the state, which is it causes a lot of heartache and speculation and a lot to talk about for sure.
Yeah, and it gives you a lot to talk about. Fortunately for you, you put all that stuff in the background because you got a football game to get ready for.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter, but it is just neat to see how everything is tied in together, and obviously the power rankings aren't perfect.
No, nothing is.
But they try to keep tweaking them, and they're doing their best to get the top 32 teams in.
Nobody's doing this with a devil's attitude. They're trying to do it as fair as possible, and it's easy for people on the sidelines to sit and criticize. It's just interesting to note that somebody publishing this Georgia High School Football Daily was rallying behind us at times. At times we don't get rallied behind it as often as maybe I'd like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm a little prejudiced. Things are going well, and like you said, we're getting a little bit healthier, particularly on the offensive line. This team is playing well. We have a lot of weapons. I can't imagine. I'm anxious to see how this playoff season plays out. I know how tough last year's was. Our draw last year was just horrendous, and the state championship game may have been us down at Peach County as the season unfolded. At the end of it, you look back at things. Obviously, we had 2 more games to play.
Yeah, that's the unique part about each bracket. It's it is just hit or miss of who you may get to play or not get to play, and going back, if we would have taking care of business with one of our non-region games. We'd have been a different seed, but you don't know if that different seed is going to be good or bad. So,
exactly.
It's all about the matchups each week, and Lumpkin has a solid team. I think they made the quarterfinals a couple of years ago, and then last year I think LaGrange put them out. They got a very solid team. Got a lot of upperclassmen that have been in big games before, and they've never been here, so I know they'll be excited to get in here and play. And the more I talk about it, the more excited I get. But we have to kind of make sure that we're not getting too excited too early, because it's still a long time till we get to play next Friday night.
Yeah. What kind of offense do they run?
They're just normal what everybody runs.
Okay.
Spread. That whole region kind of runs the same type offense. As we're breaking down film, not many teams get into one tight end sets, much less two tight end sets or three like we get into a lot. So very similar of all those same teams of kind of how they run their offense. Then defensive, they're a 3-3 stack, but they're a lot different than we are. They can give us a bunch of different looks, but they're like I said, they're very well coached on both sides of the football. So they'll definitely be ready to play and give us something that we've got to adjust to early.
So we're getting adjusted to the planning. Things are going somewhat smoothly. I think you have an afternoon practice today.
Yeah, we're afternoon next couple of days, and then be a short one Friday morning. Then next week it'll be
back at it.
A normal routine game week.
Yeah, it's a game day week next week. It's going to be very exciting. 8-2 record, undefeated in the region. Your second consecutive region championship. You have a 12-game winning streak in the region. That's all ancient history now. But it's been a job well done, and you want to keep the job progressing and keep it going well. Make a deep run in the playoff, and of course, when I'm thinking deep run, just like you're thinking deep run, it'd be nice to be playing our 15th game some point down the season, but that's a long ways off.
Yeah, every game now is a 1 week season.
Yes.
So you can't look ahead, you can't look behind. It's truly a 1 week win or you're done. So that's the message to the coaches this week, and what we're going to hound next week of we cannot, and when it's just human nature to look.
Yes.
If we win this and they win this and this, and we got to make sure we've got our own fish to fry, every day when we go out for practice.
Well, you just tell the guys if they talk too much, you just go talk to Dave Stokes and let him worry about that.
That's right.
You take care of business in front of you, and I'll do all the talking on the side. Yeah, it's been a heck of a good season so far, and we're in our third stage of our season here. And as you said, each week is a 1-game season, so hopefully things work out really, really well for us. We appreciate your time. Any final comments?
I know, like I said, looking forward to getting to host a home playoff game. Something
Yes.
about when the time changes and getting to host playoff games is a pretty special place at the Reef.
Yeah, it is a really special time. Folks, we will not have on 103.5 FM or 10:30 a.m. Coach's Show at somewhere around 7:40 or 6:40 every Friday, because we will not be playing Friday. But we will be back with that next week. But you can listen to In the Press Box with Coach Clay by going to the CalhounTDClub.com and selecting the website or the Coach's Show, the Locker Room Predictions, and you can listen. You can go back and listen to other ones if you don't want to listen to this one more than once. Once again, we appreciate you listening. Coach, good luck and good health to the Yellow Jackets.
Hey, thanks, Dave.
You've been listening to In the Press Box with Calhoun head football coach Clay Stevenson.